Chapter 18 and 19. This would be divided in couple of parts. This chapter covers how Hemadpant was accepted and blessed, stories of Mr. Sathe and Mrs. Deskhmukh, encouraging good thoughts to fruition, variety in Upadesh, teaching regarding slander, and remuneration of labor. In the last two chapters, Hemadpant described how a rich gentleman aspiring for quick Brahmajnan was treated by Baba, and now in these two chapters, he describes how Hemadpant himself was blessed by Baba, how Baba encouraged good thoughts and fructified them, and his teaching regarding self-improvement, slander, and remuneration of labor. Preliminary. It is a well-known fact that the Sadguru looks first at the qualification of his disciples and then gives them suitable instructions without unsettling their minds in the least, and leads them on towards the goal of self-realization. In this respect, some people say that what the Sadguru teaches or instructs should not be divulged to others. They think that their instructions become useless if they are published. This view is not correct. The Sadguru is like a monsoon cloud. He pours down profusely, scatters widely his nectar like teachings, then should enjoy and assimilate to our heart's content, and then serve others with them without any reservation. This rule should apply not only to what he teaches in our waking state, but to the vision he gives in our dreams. To quote an instance, Buddha Kaushik Rishi published his celebrated Ramraksha Sutra, which had seen in his dream. Like a loving mother forcing bitter but beneficial medicine down the throats of her children for the sake of their health, Sai Baba imparted spiritual instructions to his devotees. His method was not wielded nor secret but quite open. The devotees who opened his instructions got their object. Sadgurus like Sai Baba open our eyes of the intellect and show us the divine beauty of the self and fulfill our tender longings of devotion. When this is done, our desire for sense object vanishes, twin fruits of Vivek, discrimination and Vairagya, dispassion or non-attachment come to our hands, and knowledge sprouts up when in the sleep. All this we get when we come in contact with saints, Sadguru, serve them and secure their love. The Lord, who fulfills the desire of his devotees, come to our aid, removes our troubles and sufferings, and make us happy. This progress or development is entirely due to the help of the Sadguru, who is regarded as the Lord himself. Therefore, we should always be after the Sadguru, hear his stories, fall at his feet, and serve him. Now we come to our main story. Mr. Sathe. There was a gentleman named Mr. Sathe who had attended some publicity many years ago during Crawford regime, which was put down by Lord Ray, the governor of Mumbai. He suffered severe losses in trade. Other adverse circumstances gave him much trouble and made him sad and dejected. Being restless, he thought of leaving home and going out to a distance. Man does not generally think of God, but when difficulties and calamities overtake him, he turns to him and prays for relief. If his demerits have come to an end, God arranges his meeting with the saint, who gives him proper direction regarding his meeting with the saint, who gives him proper direction regarding his welfare. Mr. Sathe had similar experience. His friends advised him to go to Shirdi, where so many people were flocking to get Sai Baba's darshan for getting peace of mind and the satisfaction of their wants. He liked the idea and at once came to Shirdi in 1917. Seeing Baba's form, which was like eternal Brahma, self-luminous, peerless, and pure, his mind lost his restlessness and became calm and composed. He thought that it was the accumulation of merits of his former birth that brought him to the holy feet of Baba. He was a man of strong will. He at once started to take up Parayan study of Guru Charitra. When the reading was finished in the Saptaha, 7 days, Baba gave him vision that night. It was to this effect. Baba, with the Guru Charitra in his hand, was explaining its content to Mr. Sathe, who was sitting in front and listening carefully. When he woke up, he remembered the dream and felt very happy. He thought it was extremely kind of Baba who awakens souls like this that are snoring in ignorance and makes them taste the nectar of Guru Charitra. Next day, he informed Kakasaheb Dikshit of his vision and requested him to consult Sai Baba regarding the meaning or significance, whether one Saptaha week's reading was sufficient or whether he should begin again. Kaka Dikshit, when got a suitable opportunity, asked Baba, Deva, what do you think? What do you suggest to Mr. Sathe by this vision? Whether he should stop or continue the Saptaha? He is a simple devotee. His desire should be fulfilled. Then Baba replied, he should make one more Saptaha of the book. If the work be studied carefully, the devotees will become pure and will be benefited. The Lord will be pleased and will rescue him from the bondage of the mundane existence. At this time, Hemadpant was present there. He was shampooing Baba's leg. When he heard Baba's words, he thought in his mind, what? Mr. Sathe read for a week only and got a reward, and I am reading it for 40 years with no result. His 7-day stay here became fruitful, while my 7-year stay, 1910 to 1917, goes for nothing. Like a chatak bird, I am ever waiting for this merciful cloud, Baba, to pour its nectar on me and bless me with his instructions. No sooner did this thought cross his mind, Baba knew it then and there. It was the experience of the Bhaktas that Baba understood all their thoughts and that he suppressed the evil thoughts and encouraged the good ones. Reading Hemadpant's mind, Baba at once asked him to get up, go to Shama, Madhavrao Deshpande, get from him rupees 15 as Dakshina, sit and chit chat with him for a while and then return. Mercy dawned in Baba's mind, and so he issued this order, and who could disobey Baba's order? Hemadpant immediately left the masjid and came to Shama's house. He had just bathed and he was wearing a dhotar. He came out and asked Hemadpant, how is it that you are here now? It seems that you have come here from masjid. Why do you look restless and dejected? Why are you alone? Please sit and rest while I shall do my worship and return. In the meanwhile, you please take the panvida leaves and betel nuts. Let us thus have a pleasant chat. After saying this, he went inside and Hemadpant sat alone in the veranda. He saw in the window a well-known Marathi book named Nam Bhagwat. This is commentary by the saint Eknath on the 11th Shakanda chapter of the bigger Sanskrit work, the Bhagwat. At the suggestion or recommendation of Sai Baba, Messrs. Bapu Sahib Jog and Kakasaheb Dikshit read Bhagavad Gita daily with its Marathi commentary named Bhavarta Deepika or Jnaneshwari, a dialogue between Krishna and his friend devotee Arjun, and Nath Bhagwat, a dialogue between Krishna and his servant devotee Uddhav, and also Eknath, another big work, mainly Bhavarta Ramayana. When the devotees came to Baba and asked him certain questions, he sometimes answered them in part and asked them to go and listen to the readings of the above mentioned works, which are the main treatise of Bhagavad Dharma. When the devotees went and listened, they got full and satisfactory replies to their questions. Hemadpant also used to daily read some portions of Nath Bhagwat. That day, he did not complete the daily portion of his reading but had left it unfinished in order to accompany certain devotees who were going to masjid. When he took up the book from Shama's window and casually opened it, He found to his surprise that the unfinished portion opened up. He thought that Baba sent him very kindly to Shama's house for enabling him to complete his daily reading. So he went through the unfinished portion and completed it. As soon as this was over, Shama, after doing his worship, came out and the following conversation took place between them. Hemadpanta: I have come with the message from Baba. He had asked me to return with rupees 15 as dakshina from you, also to sit with you for a while and have a pleasant chit chat, and then return to the masjid with you. Shama, with surprise: I have no money to give. Take my 15 namaskar prostration in lieu of rupees as dakshina to Baba. Hemadpanta: Alright, your namaskars are accepted. Now let us have chit chat. Tell me some stories and leelas of Baba which will destroy our sins. Shama: Then sit for a while. Wonderful is the sport, leela of this god Baba. You know it already. I am a village rustic while you are enlightened citizen. You have seen some more leelas since you are coming over here. How should I describe them before you? Well, take these leaves, betel nuts and chuna and have the pan vida while I go in, dress myself and come out. In few times, Shama came out and sat talking with Hemadpant. He said, The leela of this god Baba is inscrutable. There is no need to his leela. You can see them. He plays or sports with his leelas. Still, he is beyond unaffected by them. What do we rustic know? Why does not Baba himself tell stories? Why does he send learned men like you to fools like me? His ways are inconceivable. I can only say that they are not human. With the preface, Shama added, I now remember a story which I shall relate to you. I know it personally. As a devotee is resolute and determined, so is Baba's immediate response. Sometimes Baba puts the devotees to serve test and then gives them Upadesh instruction. As soon as Hemadpanta heard the word Upadesh, a flash of lightning crossed through his mind. He at once remembered the story of Mr. Sathe Guru Charitra reading and thought that Baba might have sent him to Shama in order to give him the peace to his restless mind. However, he curbed this feeling and began to listen to Shama's stories. They all showed how kind and affectionate Baba was to his devotees. Hemadpanta began to feel joy on hearing all these. Then Shama began to tell the story. Mrs. Radhabai Deskhmukh. There was an old woman by name Radhabai. She was mother of Khasaba Deshmukh. Hearing Baba's fame, she came to Shirdi with the people of Sangamner. She took Baba's darshan and was much satisfied. She loved Baba intimately and resolved in her mind that she should accept Baba as her guru and take some Upadesh from him. She determined to fast herself onto death so long as Baba did not accept her and give her any Upadesh or mantra. She stayed in her lodging and stopped taking food or water for 3 days. I was frightened by this ordeal of the old woman and interceded with Baba on her behalf. I said, Deva, what is this that you have started? You drag so many people here. You know that old lady. She is very obstinate and depends on you. She has resolved to fast unto death if you don't accept and instruct her. If anything worse happens, people will blame you and say that Baba did not instruct her. As a consequence, she met her death. So, take some mercy on her, bless her, and instruct her. On seeing her determination, Baba sent for her and made her change her mind by addressing as follows. O Mother, why do you have to subject yourself to unnecessary tortures? You are my mother and I am your child. Take pity on me and hear me through. I tell you my own story. If you listen carefully, you will do you good. I had a guru. He was great saint and most merciful. I served him long, very long, still he would not blow any mantra into my ears. I had keen desire never to leave him, not to stay with and serve him, and at all costs receive some instructions from him. But he had his own way. He first got my head shaved and asked me for 2 paisas as dakshina. I gave the same at once. You may say that my Guru was perfect. Why should he ask for money, and how should he be called desireless? The reply is that he never cared for coins, what he had to do with them. His 2 paisas were firm faith and patience, or perseverance. I gave these 2 paisas to him, and he was pleased. I resorted to my Guru for 12 years. He brought me up. There was no dearth of food and clothing. He was full of love, or say he was love incarnate. How can I describe it? He loved me most. Rare is a Guru like him. When I looked at him, he seemed as if he was deep meditation, and then we both were filled with bliss. Night and day I gazed at him with no thought of hunger or thirst. Without him, I felt desireless. I had no other subject to meditate upon, nor any other thing that my Guru to attend. He was my sole refuge. My mind was always fixed on him. This nishtha, firm faith, is 1 paisa of dakshina. Saburi, patience or perseverance, is other paisa. I waited patiently and served my Guru. This saburi will ferry you across the sea of mundane existence. Saburi removes all the sins and affliction, gets rid of calamities in various ways, and casts aside all fear and ultimately give you success. Saburi is the Saburi is the mine of virtues, consorts of good thought. Nishtha, faith, and Saburi, patience, are twin sisters loving each other very intimately. My Guru never expected anything from me. He never neglected me. He but protected me at all times. I lived with him and was sometimes away from him. Still, I never felt the absence of his love. He always protected me by his grace, just as the tortoise fed her young ones, whether they are near her nor away from her, on the other side of the bank by her loving glance. O mother, my Guru never taught me any mantra then. How should I blow any mantras in your ears? Just remember that Guru's tortoise like loving glance gives us happiness. Do not try to get mantras or upadesh from anybody. Make me the sole object of your thought and actions, and you will no doubt attain Paramatma, the spiritual goal of life. Look at me wholeheartedly, and I, in turn, look at you. Sitting in this masjid, I speak truth, nothing but truth. No sadhana, no proficiency in the 6 shastras is necessary. Have faith and confidence in your Guru. Believe that Guru is the sole actor or doer. Blessed is he who knows the greatness of his Guru and thinks of him to be Hari, Hara, and Brahma, Trimurti incarnate. Instructions in this way, the old lady was convinced. She bowed to Baba and gave up her fast.